Next, though, a police commissioner has told this programme that funding cuts could force him to hold a referendum on raising extra money through the council tax.
Willie Bark says he doesn't want to use the power, but he's considering whether it might be needed for Leicestershire Police to keep people safe. Well, our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball is here. Jeremy, why is he talking about a referendum?
Well, this all came up because we were having a conversation about cuts. Willie Bark says he's so worried because Leicestershire Police has lost around 450 officers in the last few years at a time when more offences are being reported. And he says they're also dealing with big new challenges like cybercrime. He says the force is being squeezed so hard that it's now struggling to protect us while still keeping officers visible out on the streets. And a referendum would mean he could raise more money for the police from council taxes above his current limit of around 2% each year. Now, he's not keen on a referendum, but he says it is now becoming a real possibility.
I've reached a stage when I'm thinking about the possibility. My own personal view is that I'm not inclined to do that. I think it's too extreme a step to take at the present time. But if things continue, that's something I think police and crime commissioners, including myself, will have to take more seriously.
So, Jeremy, have any other police commissioners held a referendum over funding? It's
only happened once. That was in Bedfordshire a couple of years ago when the police commissioner there, Ollie Martins, asked for an increase of almost 16%. Now, that would have put about £25 a year on the average council tax bill. And that was firmly rejected by around 2 to 1. And afterwards, Mr Martins was very critical of the rules around these referendums because he said, first of all, he wasn't allowed to campaign. Secondly, he said the question might have misled voters into thinking it affected the whole of their council tax. So you can see why this is also controversial. You can see why it's still quite a long way off in Leicestershire. And I'm also told there are no plans for a referendum in either Derbyshire or Nottinghamshire.
Thank you, Jeremy.